Why would a young, successful breast cancer surgeon in Newport Beach, California, take the entrepreneurial leap into product creation? Hello and welcome to Communication TV. I'm your host, Ellie Parvin, the creator of Speak Live Online, your communication expert, university professor, and soon to be author. And today I have an incredible guest for you that she is just taking her business that was already created as a socially conscious business platform and really evolving and pivoting for the times. And I cannot wait for you to hear her story. But first, let me share a little bit about our guest with you today. Dr. Paris Sabo is the Dr. Brite Naturals COO and co-founder, a 2017 Tory Burch Foundation Fellow Speaker, and breast cancer surgeon, as I mentioned, philanthropist, healthcare hero, wife, and mom. And she is the COO, like I said, of Dr. Brite, and it's a women-led and women-owned personal care manufacturing company that she founded with her dentist sister. And if you shop at Whole Foods or Thrive Market or any wellness store near you, even Amazon.com, you've probably seen her products online. And without further ado, I want to introduce you this extraordinary guest, Dr. Paris Sabo. And I won't keep saying that. I'm just very proud of her because we go way back, don't we, Paris?
Oh, yes, we do.
Welcome to the
That's
show.
awesome.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you, Ellie. That was a great introduction. I appreciate it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Well, as I mentioned before, Paris, you and I, we go way back. And for those of you watching, I did not meet her through one of my entrepreneurial conferences that I went to. In fact, we met approximately, I did the math, a little more
Yeah.
than 25 years ago.
Yep, we did. We were babies back then.
Well, I
Absolute
know we were
babies.
babies back then. We were both in our undergraduate programs,
Yeah,
and we are actually sisters. We joined
we
a
are.
sorority together,
Mm.
and she has since gone off to Stanford and become an incredible doctor in the medical field, helping so many people. And, a lot of people are wondering, well, okay, you're a breast cancer surgeon, you're in
Mhm.
Newport Beach in Southern California. That's kind of the dream.
Mhm.
And, I'd love for you just to share what made you, I mean, you've always been the kind of person that loves people since I've known you for the
Mhm.
last 25 plus years. You care about others, you think about others, and you don't just think about others in the present, you think about the future of the health of other people's
Mhm.
lives. What made you shift and change from this to, because let's face it, it's hard work as a doctor,
It
but
is.
owning your own business and a product creator, that's a lot of hard work.
That's on a different level.
That's on a different level. So I'd love to hear your
Absolutely.
journey, your story. Please share that with our audience today.
Sure, absolutely. So, when I started in medicine, in healthcare, I actually wanted to help people. That was my entire goal. I wanted to empower women, help them lead healthy lives. And that's why I chose breast cancer surgery, not just general surgery. I did train as a general surgeon, then I did a fellowship in breast cancer surgery. Then I thought there had to be more to keep them healthy and prevent cancer. So I did an integrative medicine fellowship. I studied all the alternative medicines and additional supplementation that you can kind of keep and take to keep you healthy. And when I was practicing as a breast cancer surgeon, that was my main goal. Like, well, what are you doing? How can we prevent this? How can we help you heal and just not only with me taking out the cancer surgically, but also helping your overall mind and body heal as a whole. So when I did that, I was young and newly married and just had a baby, and it was hard. I was working 80 plus hours. I was on call 24 hours, 7 for my patients because I was in private practice. And I would literally get calls at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Well, my baby at that time, 3, 4 months old, was sleeping in the background. And then he'll wake up crying. And my patient was like, "Oh, you have a baby? I didn't know you had a baby." I'm like, "Yeah, I'm married. I have a life. I have a baby." Yeah. But so it was very hard. And then I had my son, my one and only, that grew up eating toothpaste and putting all these things in his body that I thought was cute because I was getting him healthy toothpaste. Then I read the ingredients, and it
Mm.
literally changed my perception of what is out, or how much I knew about what I put in my body, on my body, gave to my child. And when I discussed this with my sister, who's a dentist at the time, and still is a practicing dentist, and I said, I've been giving him this natural toothpaste and it's got crap in it. And I honestly don't want to give him something that causes this much problems in his body and causes inflammation, etc. I haven't found anything out there. I'm making my own toothpaste at home for my toddler. And she said, that's a great idea. Let's come up with something. And that's how Dr. Brite was kind of born, out of necessity. We were making oral care products already for professional use, for doctors and dentists to use in their offices. So we evolved it and made it clean. And we were the first oral care brand that got EWG, Environmental Working Group, verified to be completely
Wow.
safe. We were the first one on the market that they verified as safe. There have been several since, but we were the first original ones. And it grew. It grew to our other products and etc. We cleaned up the teeth whitening products that are out there, and then that made me feel so much better. That as a cancer surgeon, I used to help cure cancer. Sometimes I was successful, sometimes I wasn't. But with this product, this line of product that we launched, we're trying to prevent it, and that really, honestly, was what Dr. Brite is about. And at the same time, we're doing the right way. It was the hardest thing. I mean, I was working 80 hours a week. Now I'm doing that. I'm cleaning the toilets. I'm putting the toilet paper back in the thing. I'm down in the back getting dirty, making products. I mean, I'm pretty much doing everything and all the things. And so is my sister. We're involved in this 24/7. And we're creating an environment for our employees and our customers by being a benefits corp. So we're B Corp certified. So we're using our business as a force for good. We're completely transparent about our supply chain, how we make our product, what we put in it. And we treat our employees like part of the family. Not only that, but we give them fair wages. We don't pay anybody in our company minimum wage. We're above minimum wage. We provide healthcare, dental insurance, etc., for everybody. So it's great, and we promote from within. Like, people that started in a rack warehouse. Now we have our whole warehouse manager that he's been with us now 4 years, and he literally got promoted each step of the way. And somebody that started with us in digital marketing is now the head of our digital marketer, and he's an executive in the company, which is amazing. It's different, but I feel like I'm using some of my skill set as a doctor, as a surgeon, to kind of create this brand. So it's exciting at the same
I
time.
have a question then.
Yeah.
Your, what would you say is the most outstanding skill that you have that you've taken from your medical experience as a doctor into running a company? If you could just pick one, what do
Pick
you think
one.
that would be?
My tenacity. I never give up.
Okay.
Honestly, I don't.
I can attest to that. I can
I
absolutely attest to that.
I
You've always been that way. I think you were
yeah.
born with this trait.
Honestly, I feel like as a cancer surgeon, I advocated for my patients, for myself, for their health, etc. And I think I kind of brought that attitude. I don't take no for an answer. I remember, God, when we first launched the company, nobody wanted to sell to us. We didn't know how to manufacture anything. I had to learn. Good thing I have like a biochemistry and chemistry background. So I was able to create formulas initially with help, and then now subsequently for the past 3 years, I've been the main formulator for our company. So it literally, I remember the first time we were making mouthwash, and we were so excited because it was so good, and everybody that tried it loved it. All the patients in my sister's dental office loved it, and I wanted to buy bottles. Nobody would sell to us at a discounted wholesale rate because we were a young company. We just
Right.
6 months into it. So I found the packaging company, the manufacturers that we buy from now. But back then, I called the guy and I said, I need somebody in sales. They connected me to this gentleman. And I was like, I need to get these bottles, this specifications you guys manufacture. I want it. And he's like, so how many truckloads do you want? I'm like, what? And he goes, how many truckloads do you want? We're the largest manufacturer of bottles in the country. How many truckloads? And I said, I just want one case. And he goes, we don't sell by the case. I said, I just want and he finally, I told him my whole spiel. I said, I just so hard. Nobody's like, just sell me one case. I'll pay whatever. Charge me $500 for a case of 16-ounce bottles. To this day, that is atrocious. I paid too much money for it. And then he made me go to another company to get the tops. I got him to sell me a case of product. And now literally just the other day, we called him and said, we want to buy a couple of truckloads. And the guy was like, I knew you were going to be back. It's so funny.
I love it.
But that's where we kind of are. We were that company, that kind of the little engine that could, we didn't give up. And
grassroots.
And bootstrapped all the way. And both me, my sister, and now my husband, we work with this and we work hard at it. So it's interesting.
It shows in the branding and the marketing, and
Thank
I know
you.
you've evolved it over time.
We have.
Now you must have had you what you created initially. The idea was incredible. You must have had some success because again, if you could briefly discuss what was that process of when, what is that about for people who have never applied for an internship or a fellowship? Could you share a little bit about the Tory Burch Fellowship?
Oh, absolutely. So I have always admired Tory Burch, not only because she is just an incredible designer, or she has a group of designers that are so great, but she's also a brand around a person, and she is a recognizable brand. She's done a lot of giving back to the community, to women entrepreneurs, helping empower women around her. And I have been following Tory Burch since I lived in the East Coast, since she launched her products. And I remember buying that first sweater that was so iconic, Tory Burch, and the first sandals with the Miller symbol on it. And it was just so different and great that I used to save my paychecks as a surgical residence to buy her products. So I had been following her. And when I saw that she had this foundation that gave back to women business owners, I jumped at the opportunity. I thought that we were at the right time. We were just, at that point, a 2-year-old company. It was 2017. She had already gone through the first class of fellows where people applied and 10 companies were selected. Out of the 10 company, one company would get the pitch competition award, which is a grant and a loan to kind of help boost their business, and also an opportunity to get investment into your company. So I did the second year in 2017. I was a mess, and it was hard because I never had pitched in my company to anybody. I didn't even have a business plan at that time. I went online. I'm like, oh my God, this application opened. I missed it the year before. So I was really sad. So I was waiting for it to open again. And when in 2017 opened, I literally went online to Tory Burch. They gave you a template, and I went in that template. I filled out a business plan in one day. I did all my applications, sent it in, and my application didn't go through. I was devastated. I was like, oh my God, this is not happening to me. But I was very lucky, and I'm humbled that they thought our business was great enough to give me a chance to send it in again after the midnight deadline. So I did the next day. I somehow half the application was blank. Even though I had sent it in, it was a technical error, and they gave me the opportunity to correct it. So I did correct it right away. And we got selected. Out of 800 women entrepreneurs, 10 businesses got picked. We were one of them. And a couple of my really good friends that have businesses are also part of my class in 2017. We all went there, got coaching and help, and got introduced to the foundation, to the Tory Burch people, group of designers, to Tory Burch herself. And we got mentored through that
Wow.
time for a week. Yeah, which is incredible. And then we all pitched independently for 5 minutes to a group of investors, including Tori herself, in a room. And I remember the day before, I was so nervous. I kept changing my pitch. And Lori Fabiano, who's the president of Tory Burch Foundation, she basically, when I first pitched her and I told her my story, she's like, own up. You're a doctor. You created this brand. Don't just say, hey, I'm Paris Sabo, I'm the co-founder, whatever. You say you're a breast cancer surgeon. You founded this company with your dentist sister. That's important because it gives you authority. And before
Yes.
that, right? Because I know what I'm talking about, supposedly. And I wasn't doing that. So when she told me that, it kind of changed my mindset. And within 24 hours, I wrote up a pitch that I thought was great. It kind of touched everything that I wanted to highlight, what we were about, and everything else. And I went in there and I don't remember. I just remember I was in there and I literally killed it. I nailed that pitch. I had no flaw, nothing. They asked me all the questions and I answered it appropriately. And I felt amazing about it. I didn't think I was going to win till Tori came up, and I'm sitting there talking to the people next to me. Some of them were judges, and just chatting and like having fun. All of a sudden, and she didn't even breathe. She just like, and the winner is Paris. I'm like, what? What? Me? That's me. So it was incredible. Yeah, it was an amazing, fantastic opportunity. It really justified what we're doing. It kind of um, propelled us forward as a brand. It didn't negate the fact that we had the year before won the Burt's Bees Natural Product Launchpad on our first initial year within 6 months of launching a company. So we already had that momentum. It kind of justified it and grew it a little bit more. And I am really grateful for the foundation because they still continue to support the brands that they have.
Wow.
Yeah, we have meetings, and I love my fellow classmates and some of the people that I met throughout. So Anita's yogurt. Anita is amazing. She is part of my class. She makes the best coconut yogurt based out of Brooklyn. Anybody interested, look it up. It's amazing. Um, El Camino Travel. Catalina Mayorga is my really great friend. She has these curated experiences to go to Latin America, South America, and basically be a
Wow.
tourist, um, and not necessarily be a tourist. Like you get involved with it without having to bring your camera. She's got curated. She teaches you about the environment, what you're doing, your impact as a tourist, as somebody visiting. So it's like an experience to be had. And now she's in Nicaragua, and she's been affected by this
Mm.
horrible pandemic, her business globally, and she's a really good friend of mine. The other one's Anit Hora. She makes the best skincare, MS skincare that is vegan, based on
Mm.
Ayurvedic principles, and
Oh, I
yeah,
love. Okay, I'm
she's
gonna have to ask you
amazing.
about her after this.
Yeah, she's great. Her products are absolutely incredible. I live by her pumpkin enzyme peel. It's just incredible product that
Pumpkin
I
works
use.
good on my skin. I
it's
think we have
it's
similar
really good,
skin.
right? Yeah.
Yes.
So and then there are other like Fly Dog Yoga. There's a yoga studio in Virginia that now because of all of this, she's now launched a full on online platform, which
Fantastic.
is incredible. Yeah.
Well, I
And
can't imagine. I love so many elements that you share in there
mhm,
that you had to be reminded because when in our era growing up,
yeah.
we were told that it's not cool to brag.
Hmm.
And so
You're right. You
anything
had to
that
be
sounds like you
humble and
say,
modest. Yeah.
oh, I'm a doctor, blah, blah, blah. People would, grew up hearing people say, oh, they're just bragging. But you know
Yeah.
what? That's who you are. You
No.
didn't just they didn't just hand you a paper at Stanford. You
No.
worked your butt off.
I
You
was at
worked your
Mayo.
freaking butt off. You lost. I mean, people don't
Uh,
know how hard medical school is if they
it
think they're just handing out medical licenses left and right.
is.
You earn
You
that.
do.
What and then by like, taking you could have been gotten comfortable in that career and worked less hours, but no, you decided I want to make a difference and change not just my child's life, but future patients that might end up with breast cancer because they're ingesting toothpaste that has crap in it.
That's
And you want to
absolutely
put,
true.
you've always been that person that I've been to your home many times. I've seen your food, I've
Mhm.
seen your products. You are all about zero toxic, and
Mhm.
you don't just sell it, you live it. And that's what I love about you. But I think you bring up such, going back to your experience at Tory Burch with the
Mhm.
fellowship and the mentoring, is that one is that it really helps to be mentored by people that have already achieved, and their
It
team
does.
that have already
Absolutely.
achieved the success
Mhm.
and the branding and the marketing, and they can give you those little tweaks that you need to just soar. But it also
Mhm.
helps you step into who you are when somebody up there says, step into who you are, or your classmates
Yeah.
say, no, this is who you are. You need to say that.
Mhm.
It gives you that, okay, anybody could create a non-toxic toothpaste, but
Yeah.
look, you have a biomedical degree. You're mixing the stuff yourself. You're not like some people that make their own makeup line, sending
Yeah.
it out to someone and just sticking their label on it,
Yeah. No,
right? You're
we're
creating it
absolutely.
yourself. Your
We
sister's a
chose to do
dentist.
that.
You've
Yeah.
got both sides of
Yeah.
what it takes to build a non-toxic brand that actually works.
Mhm.
And I will say that it actually works. It's like, okay, if you don't mind, it's a little too soon for this, but my favorite toothpaste. Okay,
Oh yeah,
I
I
have
love
had
that toothpaste too.
problematic
Yeah.
teeth forever. And
Mhm.
I always thought I had to use fluoride, but I don't like to have to use it. But
Yeah.
I have been using this since we finally re met after finding each other
Mhm.
on social media and
Mhm.
realizing we both live in the same area.
Same area,
And,
exactly.
and, my dentist tells me I have the best hygiene,
That's awesome. That makes
and that
me
I
feel
haven't
so
had
good.
any cavities since,
That's
and it's been
amazing.
so great. Like, and this is fluoride free and sulfite free, and it has vitamin C in it. And here's the thing, is that I always think about it. It
Yeah.
tastes like raspberry ice,
Yeah,
like
I know.
something. It's
I
so
know.
good. And the weird thing is I actually brush my teeth more because of it.
We get a lot of it. And Logan, my son, you met him. He's a little bit of, mommy, why do I have to brush my teeth? As soon as I gave him this toothpaste, I mean, he was eating toothpaste. That's a different story. But he literally loves it. There are certain flavors. He loves the strawberry flavor. He likes the actual strawberry flavor. He likes um, the berry flavor. He likes the chocolate mint. It tastes. He's like, mommy, this tastes like dessert. So I do get a lot of my
Yes.
friends tell me that too. Sorry, my dog is like kind of in the picture.
That's all right.
So
Oh,
he's coming in
hello.
to say hi. I know he's
Hello.
coming in. Is like, I need to pet me.
Yes.
But
Come on.
so it literally makes such a difference in people's uh, lives, because my friends that use our product tell me that they used to struggle with their kids to brush their teeth, and now they love it. And that's another reason we won the Expo West pitch competition. One of the judges, literally, we gave him samples, and then he went home and had his daughter try it. And he says he has a 10-year-old daughter that hates to brush her teeth. Like, literally, it takes him forever. Please brush your teeth. I'm tired of paying for so much like dental visits and etc. And he said, I brought him the sample of the toothpaste you gave me, and I said, try this and let me think what you say. And she turned around to me and says, Daddy, if you get me this toothpaste, I will brush my teeth twice, 3 times a day, whenever you want.
Can't get a better
And that
testimonial
was
than that.
like awesome. I didn't have to
I
brush
mean, but what
anything.
but
It just awesome.
what kids look forward to brushing? I don't know any kids
Right?
where I hear my neighbors next door tell, okay,
Yeah.
go brush your teeth. I hear
Yeah.
this every night. Like, I mean,
I know.
can you imagine not having to tell your kids to go brush their teeth? I
Right.
just, Yeah,
That will
what
give you like
parents?
an
What
extra
parents are like? Oh,
30
my
minutes in
little
your
Johnny
day.
loves to brush his teeth.
I know.
Said no
I know.
parent ever.
Yeah, we struggled. Like at first, I mean, Logan was really young. So Logan, I didn't have any of those problems with him. I just had a problem with him eating the toothpaste. And it freaked me out because when you swallow the toxic, number one, if you look it up, Google search it, the number one call to the Poison Control Center in the US is swallowing toothpaste. Kids
Really?
eating, yeah, that's the number one because it's fluoridated toothpaste, and you have to call poison control because a lot of fluoride, it's toxic. It's a
Yeah.
neurotoxin. It's proven toxicity effect. It will cause, if it accumulates in your body, you'll get a brittle bone disease in the future when you're older. You get mulling of your teeth. It just is not great. And the amount that you use when you're brushing your teeth every day, I know people, there are dentists out there and are like, no, 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 fluoride is still more effective. Not necessarily true. Fluoride
Right.
was what introduced during the time that uh, cavities were kind of like a global issue
Hmm.
that was costing our healthcare system a lot of money in the 1950s, and it was a great alternative to use at that time, but only if it was added to your water, used in your toothpaste, and you got fluoride treatment at the dentist. Use brushing your teeth for 2 minutes twice a day with a fluoridated toothpaste that has like 0.1% or whatever of fluoride, it does not give you the same benefits. It does not make your teeth thicker. It does not prevent the cavities. It just doesn't. The mechanical brushing your teeth twice a day does the same thing. Adding products like neem, vitamin C, hydroxyapatite, which is what we have now, that actually helps protect your teeth. It just doesn't
Amazing.
make sense to kind of have just a fluoride, fluoride, fluoride. That's the old way of looking at it. And we kind of moved beyond that. So
I know. Well,
it's
like I
exciting.
said, the
Yeah.
X-rays don't lie.
Awesome.
And then from there, you've had
Yeah.
what an award-winning tooth whitener, which I also have.
Yeah.
And which is at Urban Outfitters. I don't know if you knew that. It's also
Yeah.
featured, it's like very popular at Urban Outfitters and a store
Yeah.
I love. And
Yeah. Me
it's just
too.
amazing everywhere. And I love when I go into Whole Foods that I see Dr. Brite in there because I'm just so proud of my
Yeah.
friend and just all the good she's putting out there in the world. And now,
Thank
well,
you.
like I said, these are really really unique times.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think both you and I are cut from the cloth because of where our parents are from.
Yeah.
That when we see problems, we don't focus on the problems, we focus on solutions.
Mm-hmm.
And
Absolutely.
I'd love for you to share some of the solutions that this COVID-19 situation, and there's probably other things like this to come. Look, how have they helped you as an entrepreneur pivot and create solutions, not for just the company, but for the
Well,
world, for your community
we,
around you?
yeah, absolutely. We had several large orders basically canceled, stores shutting down our wholesale orders, where we had product ready made, etc. And I mean, before that, all those would got canceled. We had a product that you're familiar with. It's a hand sanitizer that we used to sell to dentists and medical professionals through a medical distributor, one of the largest in the country, as a matter of fact, that we sold our oral care products for dentists through. And that one was an alcohol hand sanitizer, and it was called Protect. It is aloe vera based with a lot of essential oils and extracts, etc. That we had, and then we kept getting phone calls right around where the uh, coronavirus was becoming or spreading throughout the world,
Yeah.
about dentists wanting to get the hand sanitizer on double orders because we used to sell them already, and they were like, "Well, I don't want just like 5 gallons. I want like 20 gallons now." And then we're like, "Well, what if we made this with alcohol, which is more effective immediately at killing germs, versus the old way was a slow process based on it wasn't a global pandemic to have a virus living on a surface as a fomite, etc." So we added alcohol to it, and we started shipping it to all of our dentists that were using it. Then we got phone calls saying, "Oh my God, we know you have hand sanitizer. Can you ship it to us? Can you ship it to public?" So we got a lot of demand for it. Then we rushed to do that, which is great because honestly, my friends, some of my other friends that I met through the Tory Burch Foundation, they had to shut their doors down. A really good friend of mine, the Dirty Cookie OC, it's an Orange County business. She does amazing, unique cookie shots that are basically cup-shaped cookies that you could put milk in it or vegan
Oh,
milk in it. And she
cute.
did a lot of events. She was getting very popular for weddings, birthdays, etc., catering, corporate events, and all of a sudden
Wow.
everything kind of shut down and she had to lay off a lot of her production team. And
Mm,
um, by us growing and bringing this product, not only were we able to keep our employees, which we really love right now, there's not enough, I guess, governmental help to supplement people that had rent due on April 1st.
right.
We have been able to keep our current employees and also add additional employees um, and work around the clock to kind of bring this product to market. It's something that's necessity right now. We're selling to cities, we're selling to government agencies, we're selling to hospitals. We are donating a lot of product for homeless shelters, for um,
Mm,
hospices, etc. We've to my doctor friends, I've donated to people that are in the frontline, nurses, etc., that couldn't afford it. We donate our product. We always say, if you can't afford it, contact us. There's a way. We will make sure you have product for your
incredible.
people. The price of our components have gone up 1,000%. I kid you not.
I
It's like
I
when we
you see that
started.
with food, with
Ah,
products,
it
and
it
yeah.
I never, I mean, I'm always very sensitive about what people say about Dr. Brite, etc., because we always want to do the best for our customers and for people out there. And people are like, "Oh, you're price gouging." I'm like, I'm selling a 16-ounce bottle of 70% alcohol for um, $20, $25 plus we give you a coupon, etc. So $25, right?
Hmm.
Out there, they're made in Korea, 62% hand sanitizer for 1 ounce. They're selling it for $4. So add it up, 4 times 16. That's over like $50 worth of alcohol if you buy the same product of us.
Right.
So
Well,
um,
not just that.
yeah,
And sorry to interrupt, but not
no
just
problem.
that. Because I use the
Yeah,
product myself. I have the big
uh,
16 ounce and it's I wash my hands a lot too,
yeah,
and I always want to try to keep my
yeah,
hands germ free, and I don't like my hands getting dry because if they dry, they crack. You can get
yeah.
other kinds of infections, and that's not good either. But your product has a lot of good stuff in it that other hand sanitizers don't have. So I would rather pay a few dollars more for quality that adds health and prosperity to my skin and my life
Yeah,
that has good stuff in it from a socially conscious company. And I know that many other people out there feel the same way I do.
absolutely. And we're very thankful for that. That's kind of what is keeping our company going. Like I said, we had wholesale orders that were in the hundreds of thousands of dollars that basically canceled. We got calls, even though we had already started
Wow.
making the product, bought everything to make the product. And
And you're still hiring more people
we
and you're
are,
still giving away product and
we
you're
are,
still making it happen. And not just that,
exactly.
in addition to that, still offer discounts
We do.
to like first responders,
We do.
people in medical,
Absolutely.
students. I know
Absolutely.
I'm missing somebody, police
Police
officers.
officers, government
Yeah,
workers. We
you
have,
have all the you still give and give and give and military even
yeah,
military you I mean
yeah.
it's it's endless the amount that it look at you guys, we're in California, we're
Hmm.
in Southern California, Orange
Hmm.
County. The rent is high for
Yeah.
those of you that are watching. The taxes in California are ridiculous for having your own business,
Hmm.
and it just goes to show you that even when you have hundreds of orders canceled, that you can still be socially conscious and give back. And like I said, that's always been you at
Mm.
your
Thank
center.
you.
And I don't know if it comes from the parents being have met them, they're adorable, but I don't know if that's just something that you've always been that way since I've known you, and
Yeah.
it shows in your business and your company, and I have a feeling that's why you're still in business.
Oh, thank you. And we try. We honestly do. Like I said, we do donate a lot. We give 5% of our profits um, every year in form of products, in front of cash to those in need, to select charities. We've always done that. Um, I've admired B Corps or benefits corporations for a long time, and we're very lucky that within the first year of our company, I that was my ultimate goal. I said I want to create a company that not only gives people jobs, um, creates products that are safe for everyone, and also gives back. And I want to treat my employees at a different level. And so my ultimate goal initially when we first started companies, like I'm going to have amazing product and be B Corp certified. And we became B Corp certified. And I'm like, well, we want to give back. I want to give back. And my sister and I both feel very strongly about that. So we both did that. And then we're like, well, we're woman led and woman owned. And we want to make sure that we kind of promote that and make other people aware and also tell people that you can do it. I mean, I am a surgeon. Yes, it's great. I did go through a lot of school. I went to, you know, undergrad, grad school, medical school, surgical training, then fellowship training to become where I was. So that's over
Right.
25 years of schooling altogether.
Right. Right.
But it's a different skill set to own your and run your own business. We had to
That's
literally
its own
learn it.
schooling.
It is, right? An
Running your own
MBA, a master, which I don't have, but I learned, and you can do it effectively and efficiently, which is my surgeon coming out. Efficacy and efficiency are very important as skill set as a surgeon, but
Yeah.
you could also run your business the same way. And if you have the um, gusto, the grit, as Tori Birch will call it, or the fellows, and the ambition to do so, you will become successful. And if you do it with integrity and transparency, which is what B Corps is all about, you will be successful. It's just honestly hardest thing I've ever done. It's harder than medical school. I've chopped, like I went through sleepless nights before, and it's on the same level but times 100. And would I trade it for anything else at this point? No, because it gives me the flexibility to be here right now and talk to you. As a surgeon, I wouldn't have that option. It gives me the flexibility to spend more time with my son if I need to,
Yeah.
which I didn't have that choice before. And I am still helping people. I'm
Yeah.
still doing that. I'm still sharing my knowledge and all of that in a different way, but I'm still helping
Yeah.
people. So,
I
yeah.
love it. And also
Thank
that
you.
skill, that one skill you've got that gained, like
Yeah.
you said, that you have that tenacity,
Yeah.
that tenacity. And there's one other thing that I feel as a surgeon and going through medical school, being a doctor,
Mm.
that I feel is vital for business owners and entrepreneurs is the ability to make decisions like that.
Yeah.
And if anything, a doctor has to make a decision like that in a moment. If they're in surgery and something happens, they need to make a decision. And I think you've probably had this trained,
Hmm.
this skill set practiced prior to even
Exactly.
becoming a business owner.
No, absolutely. And that's the thing that we had to do. We literally, when push came to shove, and we're like, oh my God, we have to shut down because we don't have, not everybody, yes, you need toothpaste and mouthwash every day, but you don't need to stockpile it and have it, whatever, over the pandemic. And your
It's not
outlet
toilet paper.
is not, oh, don't even get me started
I
about
mean,
toilet
come on. I
paper.
don't
Oh
understand
my
what people are
God.
going to the bathroom or I don't
And
I honestly don't understand that. It's
we
paranoia
could talk,
mentality.
we could do a whole different talk. I could tell you all
I
about the
know.
coronavirus and everything else and what you need to
Oh my
do and not to
God.
do. And this pandemic, what thing that not to do is honestly, and I preach it every day. I say to everybody, is like, don't panic. Pandemic does not mean panic. Yeah, it doesn't. Pan and pandemic is not a panic thing.
I
You need
agree.
to do your due diligence, be
Be smart.
aware. Yeah, exactly. Be smart, be aware of you and what your capabilities of and what your health is like, and then safeguard that. I
Mhm.
honestly, like, when I figured out that we need to switch over and do this with my sister, and we decided to bring our hand sanitizers, make it available to everybody, I knew that I had to work 24/7. I literally worked nonstop for 3 weeks. I was in the back making the product myself because I'm a formulator. I had to make sure everything was just spot on. We have gotten the formula exactly perfect. It's an incredible product. But I had to be there. I had to be there to help everybody else because it's just that's how I am. I'm very hands on. And
Mhm.
when we hired people, I'm also the person that goes 6 feet apart, wear a mask, wash your hands, put gloves on, wipe surfaces 10 times a day. People that work for me, if they sign in before in the morning. If they have any symptoms, they're not supposed to come to work. I will not allow them to enter the building because I'm not just protecting them, I'm protecting their sick brother, mother, elderly grandparent, etc.
Yeah.
I'm protecting myself. I have a 7-year old that has been at my parents' house now for 3 weeks. It breaks my heart. I FaceTime him. I don't see him. I can't touch him. I can't. Um,
I mean,
it's hard.
the love you have for your
Yeah.
adorable, gorgeous son. He's so
Oh,
beautiful. I
thank
just
you.
die. I just die.
Thank
He's
you.
so cute. But I know he is yours and Kevin's life. Kevin is her husband.
Yeah.
He is
Yeah.
your life. Logan is just incredible. And I can't even imagine how difficult it is for you to be away with him. Thank goodness that your parents are such a big part of your life and that
We're very lucky.
they can take him on, and I'm sure he absolutely adores seeing them because I've seen your whole family together. That's very
Yeah.
fortunate because now not even are you going to be running a company. You mentioned something about volunteering
Yeah,
earlier
I've
when we
been
talked.
getting a lot of calls about going back in active duty as far as being a physician practicing medicine again. I have been doing some sort of form of it. I was a medical director for my brother-in-law's company in Florida. So I'm licensed to practice medicine both in California and also Florida. So I was doing functional medicine in Florida, and because of the pandemic, all my flights were canceled. So I had to basically furlough my patients and do telemedicine for them.
Wow.
So as a consultant and as their primary care in functional medicine. So today, I guess the universe knew I had my only day off in like 3 weeks. I've received multiple phone calls to go back and to be part of the volunteer corp, and I'm very much thinking about it because right now I have self isolated, like, from my parents because my husband and I, Kevin and I, both have to work, and we're
Yeah.
around a lot of people. I'm healthy. I'm very cautious. I wear a mask. I do all the precautions, wash my hands multiple times, etc. And I'm very aware of what to do to prevent the disease. Um, so my mom and dad both have like medical conditions. They're older.
Right.
So my sister-in-law also, because she's working and my brother is working, she also chose to leave her daughter with my parents. So she
Oh,
has her toddler, her 4-year-old.
bless your
And I
parents.
know my parents love it because it keeps them entertained, and
Right.
they have something that, because they do not leave the house. It's hard. And when
Yeah.
they do, we yell
Plus,
at
they're
them.
very social. They're
They
very
are.
social.
My
It must be
dad
hard. It's
literally was like, I need to go to the store. I said, Dad, you're diabetic, you're hypertensive, you've had
no.
emphysema, and you have kidney disease. You are the prime target of this virus. If it gets in you, you will die. It's
Yes.
that's it. I mean, there's no other way to kind of say it bluntly. So you need to be aware of it. My advice to everybody is like, be aware, know your limitations,
Right.
know that what you're doing is protecting. Yes, you may be young and healthy and nothing wrong with you, and you are sick and tired of staying at home, but you're not protecting yourself. You're protecting other vulnerable people. And my parents
Right.
are vulnerable people. So I do not want to put them at risk. And it's, if I'm going to be on solution and if I can help the community by going out there and volunteering my time, and seeing and helping patients, because as a surgeon, I know how to run a ventilator, I know how to run a code, I know a lot of skill sets that maybe my other peers in other fields would not be as familiar with. I've run, um, I put trachs in, like air tubes, breathing tubes, etc., in patients on a regular basis. That was part of my life for 7 years
Even
of
back
my
in New York,
career.
right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
and I mean
back in New York.
that's what I was doing constantly. So it's a skill set that you don't forget, and I know I'm very aware of, and um, so if there is a shortage and there is a need, I'm definitely going to volunteer. It's something that I'm passionate about. Medicine was my first love, and it still is. And if I can be of any service at all, and I will be. So that's where it stands right now. We haven't decided yet, because I do not want to travel. That's the only thing. That's my only issue. I'm like, I would love to go to New York and help out, but I just can't. It's like
Right.
it's too much of a, if
That's
I
a
go
greater
there, and
risk.
it is a greater risk, not necessarily it's because I'm going to go there and get stuck and I can't come back if anything happens.
No, I don't
My
think
whole
that
thing
would
is
be
that
it. I just
it
think,
just,
yeah, I don't think
you
that would
know,
be the risk part. Just
yeah,
the exposure, and although you
yeah,
know what to do to stay safe,
yeah,
but it also, when you do travel,
yeah,
you're kind of messing up your circadian rhythm, and then
yeah. I
you're
mean,
you're
compromised.
getting a little
Everything
bit
is, yeah,
dehydrated. It's not the optimal health
no.
thing,
That's why
especially
I,
once you pass a certain age.
exactly, right?
So,
When I
once you're
think,
past 25.
no, even 24-year-olds can get the virus. That's the thing
Yeah.
that people don't know. You have
Yeah.
to, when you're immunocompromised, I literally, last night, I was so exhausted that I sat there at the office and I'm just like, I can't. I'm physically drained. I just
Right.
have done so much physical work nonstop, maybe taking one day off in 3 weeks,
Oh
that
yeah, your
I
body needs
literally
rest.
left and I said, I can't. This is my last, like, I need to go home. I went home and I just crashed. And I woke up this morning and I'm like, I can't. My body's just not letting me. And
Yeah.
you need to know that, because if I go there and push myself, yes, I can do that. That's what I used to do in surgical residency all the time. It'd be like, doesn't matter if I slept nothing. I'll tough it out, and you're a surgeon now, get out there and do this. And the sleep deprivation, literally, like you said, messes up
Mhm.
everything. Your cortisol levels go down, your immune system gets suppressed. I do not want to do that to myself. I do not want to get sick. There are a lot of people that are silent carriers of coronavirus that are walking
That's
around.
exactly what I was going to say, is that,
Yeah,
forget us getting sick. I
yeah,
know my husband and I were not going to, we're
yeah,
pretty good, great health, we get enough
yeah,
sleep, what have you.
yeah,
But that's why these things are important,
yeah,
not just to avoid getting sick, you guys, but
yeah,
honestly, that keeping stuff off of you so that you're not spreading it to someone else, whether
exactly.
you get sick or not, because you could be infecting somebody else's grandparent or
Yeah,
mother or father, or somebody who is taking care of someone who has cancer, or immunosuppressant illness. It's just, that is the reason that we have to be careful.
and
And
then,
it's amazing that not only are you going to volunteer your time, but your company, you and your sister's company, hello, I can't stop showing this because it is
oh,
really amazing. And I don't
wow.
just say that about a lot of products. I'm not an affiliate, but it's just, when there's good things out in the world, we have to share it,
Yeah, and I
especially
really
when it means the
appreciate that.
health of our community, our
Yeah,
world, the people around us, the people we love.
yeah.
And I mean, Kevin must be so proud. Your husband
No,
must be so proud of you. I have to say that. Your husband must be so proud of you, Paris, to be
he is,
part of your
and
passion for
yeah, and,
others.
and I'm very lucky because I literally, uh, I remember the day that I came home. I'm like, I'm gonna quit being a surgeon and I'm gonna start this company. He looked at me. He's like, what? And I'm like, and I said, and you need to quit your job and come work with me. And he looked at me like, you're crazy. And I'm really lucky and thankful and grateful for him to kind of believing in my sister and I's dream and vision to take Dr. Brite from where it was to here. He's my biggest advocate, my best salesperson. He's amazing
Oh.
overall. But and I'm very, very thankful for him because without him, it wouldn't have happened. And to this day, he teases all the time. He said, "I thought I was gonna marry a surgeon, become an Orange County house husband, and this didn't happen."
Now you're a co-working entrepreneur couple. I think it's
Pretty much,
fantastic.
pretty much. And I'm
I
his
think it's
boss,
fantastic.
which
I'm
is
probably going
even
to have to
better.
do a show where I have you both on sometime in the future.
It would be funny, right? Because he would have to say yes, boss, and yes, honey, at the same
Yes,
time.
honey. Does
Yeah.
he call you boss or does he just joke around with that?
No, he doesn't call me boss, but he says my boss, who is my wife, is gonna kill me to all the people that he has to kind of be like, sorry, can't do that. My boss will kill me. By the way, I
My
live with her.
boss, my boss will kill me, and I can't. And I
I
have to
can't get out of that one. She
Which I
lives with
know
me.
you will. I've seen you. You guys are incredibly cute together. You're so loving, and that's why Logan, your son, is so sweet. Is
Oh,
because
thank
he
you.
sees you how you treat each other. That's why he's so sweet to everybody. And Paris, one thing I want to honor your time. This is so incredible.
Oh,
It's been such
thank you.
a deep honor and pleasure to have you on because I adore you as a friend and Alpha Phi sister in the past at
I
San
know.
Francisco State
AOE all the
in
way.
our previous kitty years.
God, I remember those
And look
days.
at you now. I'm so proud. The one thing I ask all of my guests is about communication because that's what communication TV is all about. I'm obsessed with
Absolutely.
it. Is
Absolutely.
how do you define communication and what does it mean to you?
Well, the true definition of communication is basically relaying a message from one person to the next person and doing it effectively. When you have a business partner, it's different way of communicating because it's just two people have to have the same mindset and same, I guess, endpoint and have to be able to work together to kind of relay it to the rest of the workflow or group of people that you're trying to lead. And when that business partner or your co-founder is your sister, it's on a different level because we know which buttons to push, which way to kind of nudge each other to make our voices more, or I guess our communication method is a lot of yelling, a lot of talking,
That's also cultural.
but it is cultural. It's a lot of talking, but we also know exactly what to do. And when we set our minds to it, and when we have that perfect way that we flow information between us, is we're unstoppable. Honestly, I think that's one good thing. And I think for us, as co-founders, especially if you have another founding partner, etc., it's really important to communicate clearly, efficiently, and also be mindful and not only say what you're trying to mean or do, but listen. I think listening is a big part of communication. So
1000%.
yeah, so that's where we're at. We're when we, my sister and I, listen to each other, and we communicate clearly about our objectives and what we want and how we see the company going or where we're going. Everything kind of goes together and happens. Just like this hand sanitizer. Honestly, when
Yeah.
she said that, can we do this? And I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, we can do this. I could totally do this. Sure, let's and then we talked about it. We came up with a plan, and that has allowed us, because she shut down her dental office. I mean, you know that.
Right.
And
Right.
that has allowed us to survive this craziness as a business where everybody else is shut down, to hire people and be able to have that one person that we hired last week come and say, thank you so much. I mean, she was crying, made me cry, saying that, thank you so much for giving me a job because my whole family was laid off. I'm the
Oh my
only, like,
God.
her whole family, 5 adults in a family, like daughters and husband and
Wow.
wife, all working paycheck to paycheck, all fired. laid off because of this COVID pandemic and stay at home order, and not necessary businesses. And a lot of them were in the restaurant and catering business. So all of them, and we hired three of the four
Mm.
family member or five family members, and we gave them jobs, and they were so grateful to be able to pay rent and afford groceries, etc., where they still don't have access to help. And it just made me feel like, I want to do this every day. This feels so good. If I could do this and give people jobs, and good jobs, good earning jobs, and create a product that everybody can use, just is going to make me so much happier, is exactly what Dr. Bright's all about. So,
You are making a
yeah.
difference on so many levels
Thank
with the
you.
product, with the business,
Thank you.
with
I
the people in
appreciate
the
it.
community that don't have, that lost their jobs. I mean, just above and beyond. You are
Yeah.
boundless. Well,
Oh,
what is
thank
it?
you.
Where can people find you? Where can they follow you, or follow Dr. Bright and find out more about how to get this
Absolutely.
new product, like on the website
Yeah,
or?
so this is on our website, drbrite.com. The reason why Ellie has a different color top than mine is because components, like everything else right now, there's a global shortage. So we scrounge, we beg, literally beg manufacturers for anything that will fit our bottles. Even bottles, we're trying to get different colors and everything else because there's a global shortage, literally.
Mhm.
If you look it up, pumps, hand sanitizer bottles, alcohol, etc., all the components we use in our product, and alcohol is 70% the volume, there's a shortage. So drbrite.com has this product. It's drbrite.com, just like Ellie has it on her screen. So you could buy our product there. And our Instagram is at Dr. Bright Naturals, all one word. You can follow us there. We give you updates about shipping times. Right now, the shipping is about 5 to 8 days, just because of the logistics of us procuring all the product, making all the product. We have now tripled our manpower, and we're going around the clock. So we're
Right. And
operational
these are
24/7.
USA made
They are
products,
USA,
everyone.
woman owned,
So
woman
they're
made.
women owned,
Yeah.
and you're putting money back. Not only are you getting a fantastic product, but you're actually putting money back into the economy, which we
Yeah.
really need.
Right now we do. Absolutely.
I mean, more than ever. It's just thank
And
you so much. This is so incredible, Paris. I have the
thank you.
Instagram at the scrolling at the bottom, so make sure you follow Dr. Bright there. They have so many great little videos, and I love your Instagram account. It's so colorful and
Thank
bright. I
you.
love the rosemary and everything because we have it growing in our backyard like
Ah, my favorite.
wildfires, and
Yeah.
it's just natural, great, useful products, and
And then
with a strong foundation of heart
thank
right at the center
you.
of the company, with you and your
Thank
sister,
you.
of course. I know
Thank
she's
you.
not on the show today, but a shout out to Pune. Yeah, it's just it's you guys are amazing. Thank you for all that you do, Paris. Thank you for
Thank
taking the
you.
time to
I
come on the
appreciate you. Thank
show.
you. I completely appreciate everything. Thank you.
Thank you. I received that. Thank you so much.
Wow.
With that, I want to wish all of you watching here, whether it is the live show or the rebroadcast, I want to wish you communication for success, health, and happiness. Ciao for now.
Ciao.